Intrusive thoughts absolutely took over. Maybe that's what they never told you in the Star Wars lore, is maybe that's how the dark side falls actually happen. Maybe you don't have to go through the whole chain of spoilers and anger and hate and suffering. Maybe sometimes it's just one trip and then intrusive thoughts. You'd be the worst Jedi. Alright. Better now, should know. The dark side is just Jedi road rage. That kind of makes sense too, honestly.
Well, here we are. The Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nal Hutta, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
Hey Sean, how's it going? Good to see you. Radon says the road rage that I experienced? Nah man, can't give me force powers. I'd be shoving axles up people's exhaust pipes. Congratulations, Maradon. The axles up people's exhaust pipes warranted a spot in the randomized quote bot. You just remembered Nar Shaddaa? Is that the oh no? I do occasionally forget to add stuff. But when there are funny one-liners in chat that don't require much context for them to be, you know, stuff that's funny without knowing what the context of the conversation was. I try and remember to add them. Yes! Exclamation mark quote for a random one. Yep. You got the most recent one. Of course. It should be randomized, but obviously there are only 17 of them at the moment. Something like 9 or 10 of them are random dad jokes that my dad came up with funny stuff, print off a whole page of random stuff at one point, and I picked some of my favorites and put them in the quote bot since I wanted to do the quote bot, but I didn't have a lot of quotes for it yet. Yeah, like that one. What's Nal Hutta?
It means glorious jewel in Huttese,
As a
but
dad,
don't
I
let that
approve.
fool you.
Awesome.
It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nal Hutta's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, We're not gonna go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
Hey, welcome to the Discord. Let's see. What's the refugee sector?
Well, not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy.
You sound like you've been here before.
Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice.
There's a lot of ex-soldiers on Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers, so others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy.
How hard would it be to find a Jedi there?
It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive.
Time to clean out your camera roll. I'm about 3 phones overdue for that. Yeah, I know I asked this one already, but I was only half paying attention, to be honest.
Well, not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians. And
How hard will it be to hide here?
shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector.
Okay.
There's a lot more traffic there.
Let's take the Evan Hawk in for a landing.
I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us
Why
here.
would you say that? You idiot, don't you know that that's the best way to guarantee someone finds us immediately? Come on.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While she walks upon the smuggler's moon, she is not to be harmed. Observe her, track her, but do not eclipse her movements, or I shall eclipse yours.
Why must we watch? We've hunted them so long. Now we must wait?
You must, because one Jedi attracts others.
Oh boy.
It is the way of things.
Goto's head is filled with madness. Dog family hunt the galaxy, look for Jedi. Jedi finally comes here, and we can no longer hunt? There's no sense to it. If you wish to live, you should respect Goto's wishes. Beautiful Jedi has run for years. She will not stay on this moon forever. The jugs defy Goto, and after I've collected their bounty, I'll keep their heads as trophies. You best leave threats unspoken on her. You were carried far from world of trees, something I hear you not even collect life debt from little red-maned human female. We make fool of you twice. If she crossed jugs, she would be very dead now. Goto or not, I will carve a bloody swath through your entire family, Jug. I swear it to you.
Request. If Goto's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
It'd be unwise to commit violence here. Goto's order was clear. They're not to harm the beautiful Jedi while she walks on Nar Shaddaa. Unless we are attacked first, we are permitted to defend ourselves.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
This Jedi is different. But it told us to leave the Jedi alone. It is true. He said nothing of the Jedi's companions. Oh, great.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Hey you, how's it going? So glad I made my intro PG. Pure Pazak. Going to be okay on this landing pad?
Sure. Most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think.
Yevon Hawk looks a little exposed.
Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact,
Amen.
While we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system.
Good idea. Any problems with the docking authorities?
No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of.
This planet, man. Memories. This is the refugee sector?
Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad.
Alright. Move on.
Alright then, let's
playing
move out.
Baldur's Gate 2? Nice.
Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you.
Partially because all 4 of the first 4 options are true. And there is no all of the above option. And partially because, well, the influence thingy said that influence both high and low unlocks additional companion dialogue. Highly important to unlock as much of their unique dialogue as you can, which honestly I would have considered very important anyway. I have not played Baldur's Gate 2. I've played, I think I have it. I think I got it as a freebie through GOG or Epic Games, one of those. But I haven't actually played it. I've heard it's good though. For it might well be prudent for a player to actively choose to get high influence with companions who which are similarly ideologically aligned to them, and low influence with companions who do not agree with their choices. So I was kind of reading that as the for anyone who's played Dragon Age 2, the like friends versus rivals relationship thing, where even if if someone disagrees with you enough, it'll be like a opposite of liking you, but it'll still unlock unique options and that kind of thing. Was sort of how I interpreted that. I've only gotten one influence message for Kreia, and it was a lost influence message. So I was about to say, I'm going to go with let's see where our path takes us, because I think she'll like that answer, and there is no all of the above, and all four of the first four are all reasons to be here. Dragon Age is awesome. That was the first BioWare series I ever played. I actually started Dragon Age Origins the day that I got Twitch affiliate, and I ended up playing the first three back to back to back. Of course, Veilguard wasn't out yet. And then I went straight to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And then a few months after that, somebody gifted me Mass Effect Andromeda, and I played that. And then Veilguard came out, so I played that. And I finally got around to KOTOR 1 this year. So I sort of played the BioWare games in a weird order, I guess. But very good games. Highly recommend. Anyway, so I was considering going with number 6. Let's see where our path takes us, because I thought Kreia might like that one. But now, since I've only gotten one influence message from a conversation with her, and it was a decrease in influence, it kind of makes me wonder. I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit as far as, like, I guess I don't have to double down on trying to get low influence with her just because I got one low influence message. I'm taking the spoiler-free tips very seriously, obviously. But because they're spoiler-free, and because I only have like this much of a sense of how big or how long the game actually is, I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit in terms of worrying about one influence message so far. Dragon Age and Mass Effect Trilogy are the best. I second that. Absolutely. Certainly on par with what I've seen of KOTOR so far. Let's see where our path takes us.
All right, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you?
You
Letting
were
that
saying?
piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad!
I seem to remember from the one of these guys that I saw in the actual movie series. I seem to remember they don't fall for Jedi mind tricks very well. KOTOR 1 was awesome. KOTOR 2 is great, but Obsidian did this. They were rushed into oblivion. Darian. Mind tricks don't work on him, only money. Right. That was what I was. It's been a while since I've seen most of the movies. But I did remember that part. In fact, that's about all I remembered about him. Didn't even remember the name of the race. It's a landing pad. Ships land on it.
No, really? Thanks for the insight. And here I was, thinking you were a smart human. I got another ship coming in, and unless you want that piece of junk's hull crushed flat, you better move it. Got it?
What other ship?
That's none of your business. All you need to know is that they're gonna be firing up their quad lasers if they find your ship squatting there when they arrive.
I can pay for the space and your time.
Yeah? Right now, all I'm hearing is talk. How much you offering?
$50 credits, and I'm guessing you can wait until I return.
Well, I got your ship, and that's worth more than that if you decide to cheat me. All right, it's a deal. I got some visitors booked for your space, but I'm sure the two of you can work it out when they arrive.
That's encouraging. Not at all. Episode 1 Phantom Menace. God, I'm such a nerd. Welcome. We appreciate nerds here. Especially because I am a nerd with a memory that makes me seem like not enough of a nerd. Finally, I'm home. Welcome to nerddom. Nerds are appreciated here.